This is sick. I made some discoveries here, so I was just trying to mess around and test out a new video capture card. This one right here. And it's pretty good, you know. I'm using my N64 HDMI modification. But I remembered that I had a blue screen. I was actually going to filters to turn on this. I was going to put like a little mini picture of me in the corner in a little oval. But while I was doing that, it occurred to me I had this other setting on, so I turned it on. I'm like, oh, last time I tested out the green screen, the lighting was completely different. Can we do that? The lighting was completely different, and so it didn't really do any justice to the green screen effect. But watch this. Oh wait, my webcam is not. Yeah, there we go. So this isn't even the part. I just discovered this 3 seconds ago when I went to move my poster over. I saw this piece of tape. Yeah, so I bought this green matte tape. I should probably publicize this stream and tell people it's going on, because I feel like people would be interested in joining it. Let's put a StreamYard link in. Let's really put it out there, huh? How do I do that? How do I put out a StreamYard link? Is it like this? Is that all you gotta do is put out a StreamYard link and then people can go into the studio? Is that it? That's really it. Okay, good. So we're gonna go and I'm gonna just hit up the Discord circuit real quick. After I post a link, I'm gonna post... Whoa, don't drag and drop that. Okay, so how do we do this here? There we go. Okay, good. We're gonna share this out because I'm just gonna all right. We'll self-promote a little bit, and I want to make sure that I didn't even create a thumbnail for this stream yet. So where did I put the green tape? That's I want my green tape. I want to play with this some more, cause now that I discovered that, I mean, I knew that you could do this. I gotta clean that up in a minute. Whoops. All right, I gotta find my green tape. What a bummer. I know I have it here somewhere. Yo, that is so cool. Like, I bought a proper green screen top. I have it. I just gotta, I wanna like maybe get a curtain rod so I could like kind of slide it across the entire wall, or remove it when I want. But in the meantime, I mean, we got options here. Like, I wish I bought the wider green tape, but then again, gaffer's tape is very expensive. It's not really a economical use of gaffer's tape to just plaster it all over the place. But like this here, I originally put black gaffer's tape up there. Let's see, maybe we can clean. I got an idea. Leaves an ugly shadow. I don't like the shadow it leaves, but it does work. It kind of works. I mean, it's kind of absurd, but it kind of works. Oh, that's gonna be ugly. Kind of works. I'm amusing the crap out of myself right now with this newfound ability. Like, there's rhyme and a reason to like why it's all messed up over here. I mean, it's all about lighting. You know, if I put like an additional lighting source against this wall, you can do a lot. What I found interesting was, in fact, I feel like it got worse than it was a minute ago. Well, anyway, we have all kinds of parameters. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. We have all kinds of parameters for this. So, well, one, my background video could be the snowboarding, or it could be Star Trek. See, this is why I bought a blue screen, a green screen, so I can pretend to be on Star Trek. And then, if I want, I could fix that poster up there. I can also do this. I feel like there's some use. Oh, there's a use right there. We can reposition this. That could be useful, I guess, right? I mean, you know, you could see like we could put that on the screen so people could read the heads-up display. Man, I mean, we can make. I mean, it's a good thing I'm not 12 years old, because if I had this ability at 12 years old, I'd be making my own sci-fi. It would be very mediocre, but I'd be like I don't know. I mean, this is like, this is how you do the Invisible Man effect right here. I know this isn't black magic, but it looks like black magic. I mean, there's got to be a way to use this. Oh, I could do that. I could have like a picture in the background. I could put like maybe a green poster board up, and I could use this as like a way to show people. I got a couple of ideas. I know I'm being way more fascinated by this than I should be. Oh man, maybe it's all for the better. Nobody's tuning in right now because I'm just being. Oh, I know how stupid this must look, but I can't contain my enjoyment of what I'm doing right now. Oh crap. Alright, that tape is not coming off the wall until I'm ready to repaint it. I mean, I have a whole bucket of paint right here, so we're good, but that is it. Like, I turn off the blue screen, and now you got a big fat green. Like, that is not super helpful. Oh yeah, look at that, the little green on the Gundam. So, I actually want it. And then I got like my N64 up here, so if I wanted to cover that up, I could just put like, let's see how I just want to see how this looks. I just want to acknowledge the extreme absurdity of what I'm doing right now. I totally understand that I'm probably looking like I'm a little bit whacked out of my mind. I mean, this is like really not a proper legit video. This is like just some shit you do when you're jerking around. So actually, I just realized something really cool. So, let's try something insane out. Alright, first I gotta go to my HDMI display. I gotta copy my main monitor. Then we're gonna go back to N64 and we're gonna put this on the backdrop. We're gonna turn off the HDMI for a minute. And we're gonna try something insane. Yo, what up, Zanzo10? Yo, check out this crazy shit I just discovered. I'm just having a stupid good time here. Like, I was like, what happened was the other day I pulled out a blue screen, green screen, you know, curtain, and it worked, but, you know, it was daylight. The sunlight was coming through. Dude, I've had a hell of a week. Tomorrow I'm gonna stream, can't stay. Okay, I totally understand. And I appreciate the like. And yeah, you know, I mean, I don't think there's gonna be anything remarkable. If anything, check out my bike stream. I mean, that wasn't remarkable except for the fact that I made it the technological achievement of streaming from my bike without too much trouble. Like last time I did it, I had a lot of problems. This time it worked out pretty smoothly. Now all I gotta do is find parts of my Garmin GPS camera that I've misplaced, and then yeah, so I have my wall painted green, so I didn't, this shade of green isn't really for green screening, but it worked by accident, and that's why this shit's working right now. So I discovered this by accident. I was like, oh yeah, shit, I forgot this would work. And then just one last thing before we go is, yeah, I got this roll of green tape. So green tape, and so I'm just having a field day getting stupid playing with this. But that's all, man. Yo, you have a good evening, man. Have a good night. I know what it's like on Wednesdays after my 3 12-hour shifts at work. I feel like even if I get a good night's sleep, I still feel tired on Wednesday. It's crazy. So yeah, I totally dig the importance of catch-up. And then when you return, you may get to see my my knockoff EverDrive. It's a N64 cartridge with an SD card slot on it, and yo, $80. It was preloaded with like hundreds of games. Insane. But yeah, no, I'm like, it's like crazy on Wednesdays, man. Like, you know, I want to go for a bike ride, but I can't. I don't feel like doing anything. It's like insane. But yeah, man, so yeah, it's good to get rest. Yeah, so EverDrive is like fucking 300 and something bucks, and I would like to get one. This is based on the older EverDrive, so this is like an old version of EverDrive. Some ROMs, some games glitch out on it, but like the majority of them work fine. I had one game glitch out on me so far, and it may have been a fluke. I've had another game glitch out on me, but then it worked on the second run. And then I had Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie. It glitches out in the beginning, but apparently Banjo-Tooie requires some very unique cracking, and so the version of Banjo-Tooie that's on here is patched by some guy who spent like a decade figuring it out, more or less. He worked on it on and off like a while, but yeah, so that's that. Yeah, so what's up with this fucking Shredder's Revenge game? I guess I'll have to check into it, because I have no idea. Like, I'm watching Coach and, you know, these other guys play it, you know, on their stream. What was it? It's not EBN. I think it's Phil McCracken. No, the Math Cave. So I'm kind of getting an idea. It looks like an old Nintendo game. Literally looks like my old Nintendo game. So I don't know. Why is this? Oh, that guy's green background is coming up as green screen. That's cool. Alright, well, I'll check it out. I don't know what platforms it's on, but I'll find out. Oh, okay, it's a beat 'em up type game. Oh, yeah, that's pretty much Ninja Turtles in a nutshell. Cool, cool, cool. But yeah, I'm about to go play some N64 soon. I just was working on a device I bought that's supposed to let me back up my Nintendo 64 memory card. But apparently, I gotta install Windows 98 in a virtual machine, so fuck. Yeah, so I figured that I'd have my Linux terminal up on screen in order to document the effort. Where the hell did I put it? I lost it. Yeah, that. Where's my Linux? Okay, there it is. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to get that to fit on the screen. I don't think it's gonna fit on the screen. Alright, man. Likewise, man. It was good talking to you. You have a good evening, sir. And thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. I'm already having a blast. She's so stupid. Alrighty. So, for anybody who's tuning in or re-watching this later, I went ahead, I downloaded a Windows 98 ISO file. I have a legit copy downstairs, but I didn't want to put it in the CD drive and go to the trouble of copying it again. I would have had an ISO image of it, but it's been years, you know? So, you know, for this part, we're not even going to use the blue screen, because let's be real here. There we go. We'll put the command terminal up top like that. And then for the green screen, we'll put my Nintendo 64. Or we can put Star Trek up. I'm in space! Oh! See, I mean, like, how cool is that? It can't go wrong with that, you know? Alright, so, as a Starfleet officer here on my starship, we must reprogram the ship's computer. Anyway, jokes aside here, let's see here. Number one, is the stream still running? Yes, it is. Okay, I always like live chat instead of top chat so I can see what's going on. Okay, there we go. So now, I forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah, I remember what I was doing now. Okay, this will be a lot of fun. For this part, we really need to switch up to my secondary. I was still trying to tweak the green screen, but I think we're just gonna leave that alone. Okay, so where to begin? Oh yeah, so okay, so first things first. Let's get this in the center. I don't know why. What website? Archive.org. We're gonna log into my Proxmox PVE node. Basically, I have a box in the basement, and we're gonna go to create a virtual machine. Yeah. So this might get a little sketchy, but let's see how far we get. All right. So we want to use an ISO image, and I think I have to add it somehow. Shit, I forgot how to do that. See, I'm already hitting the ground. I'm hitting the ground running here. Where do these come from? Where do these files come from? Jan2020.iso. So let's see if we can find that. There's definitely a way more efficient way to do this. Oh, I think I remember how to do this. Okay, so first we gotta go and upload an ISO image. So that is through one of these thingamajigs here. It's been a while since I've done this part. And I probably should have kept that other page open, which would have told me exactly how to do this, but sometimes I'd like to try to figure it out. This is telling us what my ZFS file system looks like. I have 2 disks that have non-standard block sizes. What a pain in the ass it may be contributing to my performance issues. Massive I/O delay. We still have 4.5 terabytes free. I should delete more data. Apparently I have this massive amount of fragmentation that the operating system and the file system are inherently capable of handling, but if I can let it do its own, you know, background cleaning, it would probably perform better. Alright, so getting back on topic here, I'm looking for the ISO images. So I think it's under storage. /DAW4/Proxmox. Well, that's a very unusual place for that file to be. There it is. Okay, we got it. So we can end that search. Alright, so what did I need to do now? I need to take that Windows 98 ISO. Uh-oh. Why did I just get... Why did it just freeze on me? That is not normal. That... Oh, okay, there we go. That's not normal. Okay, well, anyway. What is that? Win98 dot... Win98...
Forest Kingdom. And go to, you know, wherever kingdom's updated. Get as many moves as I can.
Alright.
To come back here.
So we got the ISOs in here. So now if I refresh it or add an ISO, I don't even know if I need to add an ISO. I think it'll automatically do it. It should just recognize it. I was just looking at a list of ISOs. See, I didn't even know how I just did that. I have no idea how I just did what I did. Okay, wait, was it here? Where the fuck did I put this? I was just looking at it. See, this is why I took a relatively easy job. Alright, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's in the directory, so if I go back to my virtual machine or go back to create a virtual machine, it should be there. So we'll call it, what do we want to call it? Do we want to just call it Win98? Sure, why not? It really is only going to have one use. To back up Nintendo 64 games. That's it. But if there's ever another need to run a Windows 98 era application, then we'll have it. Version 10.22, yeah right, no. There better be, oh my god. I don't even know if this operating system will let me do what I'm trying to do right now. I don't think it's gonna like what I'm about to do, but we're gonna try it out anyway. Alright, so I'd say probably safe bet. Probably safe bet. Probably safe bet. Definitely safe bet. I don't know. I would think that it would be good to have a little cache memory, but we'll leave it alone. 32 gigabytes should be plenty. I don't know if I'm making a mistake by not setting a limit here, but we're not going to set a limit. And maybe if I can add like a floppy drive. This might become a problem later on. Because the software I'm using might look for a floppy drive. It might do some weird shit. Oh, and no, what am I doing? So yeah, single core processor, definitely. And like, we don't even need like that much RAM. I'd say like, if we need like 256. If we need 512, that's too much, but I'm not even going to allocate 512. Maybe I just jump it up a little. 289, you know, give a little more than 256. And then, yeah, we'll just run a bridge network device. Oh my god, this is going to be a disaster. This thing's going to get hacked. And honestly, I hope the firewall protects it. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're doing some really nasty things here. Alright. See, I know just enough to be a danger to myself. Alright. Many years ago, I did this a dozen times, so this part isn't particularly unfamiliar territory. But the unfamiliar territory is the fact that, I don't know, I mean, I don't think Proxmox and its virtualization hypervisor has any expectation of any sane person who uses their OS doing this. Okay, that's a good start. Alright, give me 1 second. I just want to get organized here. Huh.
Amateur.
Okay. Whoa, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, good, it worked. So, yeah, back in the day, I used to do this a lot. Like, when I was learning, okay, you have a drive over 512 megabytes, blah, 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 more efficient use, sure. System will now restart. Please make sure it's... Oh, yeah, I hope this works. But yeah, so back in the day, when I was learning how to take apart computers, when I was taking computers from the garbage and learning how to, you know, do all of that stuff, how to repair computers, how to build them, how to cannibalize parts from different computers so that you can make one working computer out of like 3 broken ones. A lot of times, you know, I'd have a machine that had Windows 3.1 on it or Windows 95 on it, and you'd at least want Windows 98 on it if you were gonna, you know, do something more useful on that machine. There was a period of time where I ran a machine with Windows 98, and then when Windows 2000 came on the scene and when it was relatively established, I used that for a while and didn't look back for a long time. The only issue with Windows 2000 was that you couldn't run StarCraft on it because StarCraft would yell at you. It would be like, oh, you're running Windows NT, you can't do that, and that would basically be the reason it wouldn't let you run. And there was like technical reasons as to why that's the case, but there we go. Might play a little 1080 in a minute, so we'll have that ready. Alright, so sometimes when you're running a virtual machine, you'll get like a little blinking light in the corner to represent the virtual disk drive reading and writing. On this one, as far as I'm aware, you don't get any such indicator. You're lucky that you get a blinking cursor. But that means that it might not be doing anything. Now, this graph over here, if it refreshes within our lifetime, will show us something, hopefully. And actually, yeah, CPU usage is 100% basically. So I'm gonna guess that it crashed. I think it crashed. Either it crashed or it's actually doing something. Maybe we'll give it a little time, because if it's doing something, I don't want to, you know, give up on it early. So going back to the other screen, let's... How did I do this?
like a little thing in there.
Right, so we're gonna clean that up later, but I just wanted to maybe open it up a little bit so you can see a little more of the background behind me. I mean, it's a little sloppy. I have a lot to figure out, you know? I mean, I'd like to cover up. I wish I had more green tape. I mean, like I said, I should just get a curtain rod. But as for this thing here, I'm not liking what it's not doing. I don't like what I'm seeing here. Oh, you can't see what I'm looking at. Okay, so let's take a look here. CPU usage is up, but nothing's happening. And I'm not very patient, so we're just gonna kill it. Okay, so once we kill the virtual machine, it'll come down eventually. And then we'll do it in a few seconds. Okay, good. Nobody's watching. That's actually good because I see people watching another friend, and I don't want to cannibalize his viewership since he's got a larger channel and he's doing pretty good, and I want him to do better. Where's that? Okay, I see what I gotta do. Okay, so it did come down. Okay, good, it came down. So I'm going to start it up again. We already have the ISO disk image mounted. We're going to say boot from CD-ROM. I guess, I don't know, it just looks like it locked up on me. It does it intermittently, so that may be fine. Right, I'm gonna just wait for this to load up. And hopefully I see the chat. Hey, what's up, Sci-Fi Nation? Yeah, man, so I've been derping around with this green screen shit and made some accidental discoveries here while playing around with it. As you can see, where did I put my full screen? Yeah, so like, oh, I didn't put a background up here yet. But yeah, when I was playing with my N64, yeah, so I don't know, I'm just working on something unrelated, but I thought it was kind of cool that I could do this, you know, and I actually have a green curtain, but I want to put up like a curtain rod so I can drape it back and forth as needed, so it's not like permanently attached to my wall. But this is only working because I have a green wall by coincidence, more or less, and I have some strips of green tape to explore this green screen thing. But I figured I'd do some gaming today while I attempt to set up, oddly enough, set up Windows 98 in a virtual machine on my server, because I bought a device that lets me back up Nintendo 64 memory cards. You know, those. And it uses a very old application and an old serial port. So basically, I'm kind of like killing multiple birds with one stone. I started off by, you know, planning to work on some stuff during the stream. And then while doing that, I discovered that my green screen was working better than ever because I've been meaning to test it out at nighttime. I have, a window next to me. So normally during, high noon or during the daytime when the sun is gleaming through from the east, the lighting is uneven. So this wall doesn't do a nice natural, green screen effect. But now, as you saw like a moment ago, it was surprisingly effective. Like, I have green tape plastered in random places. This is just like me tinkering around here. But yeah, I just thought it was exciting. Like, I always wanted to, as a kid, pretend I was on Star Trek. And where is it? I got so much stuff open here. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, there we go. Or if I had like a nice wide shot of that bridge of the Enterprise, maybe I could pretend to do my own Star Trek show or something. But always wanted to do that as a kid. But yeah, so that's what I was doing. And then earlier today I did a stream on my bicycle. Because I've been trying to refine the process of live streaming from a bike. And well, it's doable. But last week it was a big pain in the ass. This week I made great progress. So, pretty productive streaming day. The N64 is hooked up using an Ultra HDMI, a modification which I have done a couple of videos about, a couple of my previous videos about it, but basically it's a device that literally adds an HDMI port to the N64 and gives us this hidden menu. Well, not really hidden, but it's like it's got different settings. In fact, that reminds me, I got different presets for different games. In fact, this game should not be in widescreen right now. Yeah, so TOS Bridge, that works. It's good. It's got a nice aesthetic to it, and there's a lot of high resolution pictures, especially the fact that people remade the Enterprise Bridge, like when Vic McYawn or whatever and his people hit their show, and you had the fan shows that were filmed in that studio, or that bridge mock-up, that Enterprise mock-up. There's a lot of fresh photographs that are taken at different angles, so a lot of options. Awesome, yeah. I'll see what I can do on my end, but yeah, I'll see. I want to see. I'll look for your stream when you use the Enterprise as a background, just to see what you were working with. But yeah, just out of curiosity, like it's not the most pressing matter, but it's kind of cool, and I appreciate that. Alright, so I have this device hooked up to my server downstairs, and it's like let me see. I get the Amazon page on it. It's made by Interplay or Interact. And in fact, I bought two things. So I got, this thing is a flash cartridge. It's got a micro SD card slot on the side of it. And it's so bootleg, it came with the games preloaded on it. But, I would have been happy to supply my own ROMs. Then this device is the memory card reader or backer-upper device. But this here might be trickier than I planned. See, when I bought it because I saw a utility for Linux that would work with it. But then I read the instructions while getting it ready today, and it was like, only if you have, it said it works only if you have the PlayStation version. So I was like, oh crap. So the utility I was looking up does not work for the N64 version. Okay, it says it's going to take 60 minutes to install Windows, but it's not. It'll take much less, I'm sure. Even on like old computers, this counter, as old computers started getting faster, like every year they would double in speed. In like a few years after Windows 98 came out, this would install like warp speed. Yeah, James Cawley, that's the guy I was thinking about. And so I always mix up those two fan, treks, but I like both of them, and, I can watch them pretty much interchangeably. But off the top of my head, I always forget which one. Like, I remember I was watching, at one point I took a break, and then I revisited the fan series, I think after they filmed a few of the later episodes. And, of course, I was super pleased, because this was after the announcement when, what's that asshole's name? The guy who did Star Trek Axanar, like, he was getting sued, and I call him an asshole because, like, some things about what he did was questionable, but I feel that, I could be wrong, but that after Axanar, CBS passed down those guidelines about fan films where they said, okay, fan film cannot be longer than this length, and you cannot have more than a 2-part fan film covering the same story, and I think it was like 20 minutes apiece, basically. And I felt like that edict came down from CBS after, what was it? Whatever studio that guy runs, shit. Alex Peters, something like that, yeah. And, anyway, luckily, they still finished the rest of New Voyages or Phase 2. I think it was Phase 2. And specifically, the one I'm asking or talking about is the one that segues into the motion picture. So it's like the last episode of, the fan series, TOS. And they're starting to wear the new uniforms, I think, if I remember correctly. And Chekhov becomes the security officer. And they really tied it together. They tied it up like a neat little bow. The original series comes to an end, and we're segueing into that motion picture era with the funny jumpsuits. And yeah, it was really cool. I put WinXP on an old Windows 95-ish PC, sent the video to Microsoft, and they threatened to sue me because, according to them, it wasn't the fuck? Well, it's funny you mention that. So, I remember when I was a kid, I have my first computer ever was a laptop, NEC laptop with a 25 megahertz 486 processor. And, for reference, my mouse locked up again. That's not feeling kosher. Let's hope it snaps out of it. A 486 processor predates the original Pentium. And so when you install Windows 98 on a computer, it'll yell at you, it'll say, oh, this cannot run on a computer with less than a 50 megahertz processor. So if you have a 66 megahertz 486 or better, it'll work. But if you have a laptop with a 25 megahertz, it won't work. Well, I had accidentally discovered at some point after that, like maybe a year or two after that, that if I had Windows 98 already properly installed on a hard drive and the machine had similar hardware, that you could pop that hard drive into the older computer, the 486 25 SL, which is basically just a mobile version of the 486 that is clocked at 25 megahertz. I don't remember the other details about it. I have it laying around. But it ran cooler than the 66 megahertz 486s, that's for sure. It probably ran a little cooler than a desktop version of the 486 at 33 megahertz. And I would guess that the Cyrix 486 was comparable. Oh, 686. Oh, dude. Funny you mentioned the 686. When I was a kid, there was a computer store that ran ISP. Like, we used a local ISP where the guy literally had a computer with the dial-up modem and the T1 line in the back of the shop. And we needed to get, like, an update for the software, so we went to the store to get the update for the software. And I don't know if I'm gonna regret disabling accessibility options, but I feel like I don't need them. I mean, what the hell? It's like I'm not really strapped for memory here, am I?
Gotcha.
Hell, let's do the full install. Well, let's not install briefcase. Sure, let's include the extra wallpaper. I don't play solitaire. I'll include it anyway. There's gonna be people who are nostalgic about that shit. Mouse pointers. You can't not have mouse pointers during the Windows 98 era. Aha. Address book. I'm almost about to just not include that. Yeah, let's not include that. I don't want Outlook Express. I think we're gonna need most of the communications gear. But yeah, so anyway, so we would go to this computer shop and we get the ISP software on a floppy or a CD or whatever. And the guy gave us a poster. Like, oh, here, you want this poster? So we go home with this cardboard tube, about yay big. and it was like one of those big movie posters, except for the Cyrix 686. And you know, back then I didn't really know what I was looking at. You know, it would just say 6X86, 6x86, or 6. Basically, it's an X86, and they put in a 6 prefix before it. But it was cool, dude. It had like this fancy picture of the CPU, and it was like that big. The poster, at least the CPU on the poster, was like that big. And it had like it showing at a cool angle, and you see like the grid pins on the bottom of it, and I don't know, it looks so cool. And I remember I used to talk to nerds in the IRC, Sailor Moon IRC chat room, and they were hating on Cyrix hardcore. Sound Blaster, memory controller, 32 megs to 64 megs of RAM, if not more. Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. I think I've had like AMD K62s at around 350 megahertz that had upwards from 300 megabytes of RAM on them. At one point I had a weird motherboard that had both DIMM slots and SIM slots on the motherboard. Very bizarre. ATM, dial-up connections and ATM devices, ADSL modems. I don't know, I'm just gonna leave that alone. Dial-up server, provide a connection to your computer via a modem. That would be fun. This might be useful. Direct cable connection, probably not, but with hyperterminal is always useful. Microsoft Chat is probably more of a security vulnerability. Phone dial is more for entertainment. I don't think we need it though. Oh shit, that's cool. Dow Chemical. Yeah, man, like, that's a good way to learn AutoCAD, too. I mean, I'm sure they had good software packages on those. My dad worked for Sanitation Department New York back in the day, and sometimes there would be surplus kit, but usually it would be like he'd bring home a machine because it was part of, you know, just having a machine to work from home with, in case he had to, you know, finish up on a project or something. And, uh-oh, okay, good, I think it was gonna be stuck. And, themes, they had themes, themes and sounds. Yeah, let's turn that on. Oh yeah, really wasting memory here. But yeah, so you know, we got like an iOmega zip drive back then and a Jazz drive for a while, and that was good when you know, had a 1 gigabyte Jazz drive on a computer with a 1 gig hard drive. Personal web server. Who the F runs a web server out of a Windows 98 machine? I swear, this sounds dangerous. I remember Web Publishing Wizard. I shouldn't really be over analyzing this. I'm just saying, like, some of this is madness. You know, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that personal web server. That sounds awful. It sounds like really just like a bad idea. So anyway, multi-language support. I'm probably gonna regret this, but I'll turn it on. Oh my god, the mouse is... I hate when you're dealing with an old OS and the mouse gets all misaligned in the virtual machine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it better be included. WinSock better be included, but I'll be sure to double check for that. Unless that's something I got is... I mean, it's Windows 98 SE, so... Oh yeah, Windows 98 had all of that together by then. I think TCP was all pre-configured and all of that. Video compression. AVI 1.0. Online services. Basically fucking MSN, AT&T World. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Okay. Outlook Express, we're good on that. Web TV for Windows. I don't even know what that consists of. I do need character map. Actually, backup could be useful if you need to interact with old backup tapes. Highly improbable, but the fact is that I'm setting up this virtual machine to interact with old hardware, assuming that COM port pass-through connection works. Disk compression. I'm not using that shit. See, like, I'm afraid to install these things and break something, but we'll install both of these. Okay. Okay, good. Now just let it run. Alright, so we're gonna call this one here Win98. What the hell do I name this one? ESE. Damn it, I need to give it a name that's... See, if a hacker gets in my network and they see I got a Windows 98 SE virtual machine running, they might take advantage. Alright, hopefully that nondescript name doesn't cause me problems later. Alrighty. But yeah, so anyway, I got it to boot up. I got Windows 98 to boot up on the 486 25 megahertz machine by basically having it installed on another hard drive. So in theory, you could install it on a machine with a more powerful 486 with similar configuration, and then put the drive in the other machine, and it would boot it up. Even though normally it would refuse to boot. It would refuse to boot the installer, but not the OS once it was installed. I'm trying to remember, there might have been a point, but I think with Windows 2000 it was a little more stringent about, you know, letting me not boot at that point. That was like the beyond the upper limit. In fact, I'm trying to remember now. I was able to swap installations by swapping the hard drive, but then I'm thinking that I think it gave me the freaking 50 megahertz minimum message even when I booted it up after installing it. Damn, I don't remember anymore. I'm gonna say that it probably gave me the error message either way. But I would like to think I got around it somehow. I would like to think I was industrious enough to do it, but now I'm not remembering if it gave me the error message. See, like, I know it gave me the error message when I tried to install it, but I don't remember if it tried to give if it gave me the error message when I tried to boot it after installing it from another machine. That's the part that I don't remember anymore. But yeah, when we years ago we had Windows 95 on like 34, 32 or 33 floppy disks, you know? You had like a few boxes full of floppy disks, and when you installed it from floppy, you know, there was like a binary file on each disk, or a couple of binary files in each disk. So during the installation, it would tell you insert the next disk, insert the next disk, you know, so it would read from disk 20, then it would tell you to install disk 21. And at one point I figured out it was easier for me to copy those floppies to a zip disk, a 100 megabyte zip disk, and then what I would do is I would boot into DOS. I would use the iOmega zip drive, I think guest driver or something. There was a DOS driver that you could launch like very easily. It was sort of a portable driver, and then you can easily access the zip drive, you know, it would mount the zip drive automatically at that point, and then you could run the Windows installer, and when it came time for it to insert the next floppy, it would just see that, oh, it's already here, because the binary files would be in, you know, in a row in the same directory or something like that. So it had no problem installing from the zip disk. That was pretty efficient. And I did that because I had an IBM AT Model 77, which I still have, that uses the microchannel architecture, which is neither similar to, it's not similar to ISA, it's not similar to PCI, it's another standard altogether. And so it was a little more complicated for me to add a CD-ROM drive, because back then I didn't really know what I was doing, and I was using a Sound Blaster that had a CD-ROM controller built into it, because that was the only way I knew how to do it back then. And I mean, I eventually figured out other ways, but for a long time, that's how I was doing it. Wow, fancy, fancy. A 3.5-inch floppy on a C64. What is that? Single density? No, I'm kidding. But by the time I got into floppies, you know, we were at, what, the high density 1.44 megabyte thing. But I remember my mom worked with a Commodore Amiga at her old job. She worked at a public access TV station for a while. And so, at some point she did a couple of her own TV shows and helped other people out. And they would do all of their graphics on a Commodore Amiga, just like Babylon 5. Nah, but jokes aside, they would do like the texts and the credits and all of the rolling credits and all of that stuff. Like, all of that would be on a Commodore Amiga, and the floppies for that were very specific. It was like a 1 meg floppy that would format to 700K or some shit like that. But it also apparently would wear out the disk for some reason. Like, it would keep the disc spinning while it was inserted. I don't know if that's actually true, but that's what I was told at the time by someone. Wow. Dude, that's interesting. For the longest time, that was a mystery to me. When I was a kid, my dad told me about how, like, there was a time you would have to type in the park drive command. And I was like, oh, what? And then eventually I got clarification that it was really just park head. But anyway, yeah, like on the early IBM, you know, PC, before the AT, maybe during the PC XT era, that was totally a thing. You ain't kidding. Trying to remember how I did this. See, I want to keep this up on screen while I play Nintendo. We don't need to see the whole entire thing. I like the Windows 95 installer more. It put on a whole show. It was like, oh, Windows got a whole lot better. Like, it would get all like braggadocious about how great Windows is becoming, and then I don't even want to. Whoops. I don't even want to really show this thing. It's so ugly up here. I mean, nobody cares about the new communications tools, am I right? Here, we'll put this up like that so we can see the progress. I don't even want to show the Microsoft logo. They might give me a hard time legally. Probably not, but you know. Really get this in there. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, by all means. I'm just waiting for this to install. I hope I remember to click on the button. Here we go. I'll open this up like that so I can see the StreamYard, so I know when somebody actually tries to join. I did not mean to hit that button.
What's up?
Alright, so first things first, let's load a preset. Okay, that's more accurate. This is the best pixel shader you can get. Alright, so this gives us different settings for the shading and all of that.
What's up?
Yeah, if you jump into the stream, and I don't see you in the StreamYard, just let me know in the chat because I have the chat window facing my TV. Yeah, I'll probably do this like another half hour. Gonna try to squeeze in some Babylon 5 after this or something. Cause I'm a huge fan of Babylon 5. I mean, you know, gotta get that fix in. I usually bust my back onto that. Yeah, this Windows 98 thing might not even work. I mean, I'm sure Windows 98 will work to some extent, but I have a feeling I'll have to mess around with it a lot more in order to get it to access the N64 device. Oh, it's asking me to, it's going to restart. Booting Windows 98 while playing 1080 snowboarding from 1998. It's funny. I was gonna switch it to my computer screen, but the installation finished so quickly that I guess I gotta keep staring at my TV, She's at a slightly awkward angle, but the picture quality looks great for these games, so I mean, there's that. That looks dangerous. Oh God. Okay, well, there's a tunnel, so I guess it's fine. When I was younger, I used to see this, and the scenery used to take me to another place. I mean, like, I know that background images are like one-dimensional, but the image chosen for this level and the way it combines with the graphics, the 3D graphics at least, it adds a lot of depth. Even though the background has no depth to it, it's, you know, you can't really see that when you're moving and stuff. And, you know, perspective doesn't really change at a great distance anyway, you know? It's like looking at the moon from like 50 feet apart and saying, oh, well, the moon should look different. Of course it doesn't. Nice try. Whoops, what did I just do? I just started pressing random keys. I'm watching the Nerd Poor Real Life Forums channel at the same time. Ah, yes, I have this. I actually have a product key. I set it aside in a SSH window. Here it is. Okay, good. So now I just gotta copy that. Put it on my right monitor. Let's see here. Alright. B8MFR. CFTGQ, C9PBW, VHG30J, 3J, 3R, 3YW. Now initializing. I used to think that word was initializing. Initializing. It is initializing. Alright. It's still doing stuff. Okay, well then I can continue to play Nintendo. Alright. Let's proceed. Alrighty. I know why I couldn't beat my best score for that level, because I personally beat it a dozen times. I played that level a million times on this very cartridge, and one of these days I gotta check the battery, because the battery, it turns out, although the batteries don't last forever, they do last a damned long time. I've had NES batteries that have lasted so long that they still are good, probably. And Game Boy batteries might have a lower capacity, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were still good. I don't know if playing the Game Boy game more shortens the battery life of the, you know, clock battery or increases it, but they're certainly not rechargeable. I know of that much, or at least last I heard they were not rechargeable. Oh, I missed the half pipe. Ah, crap. It may be possible to continue normally. This error message gave me an OE exception error. So, no big surprise, you know. I mean, I have other ways to run virtual machines. I can run it in VirtualBox on my Windows machine. But then I would need a COM port serial to USB adapter, which might not be a big deal, actually, because like, you know, I mean, as long as the virtual machine sees it as a genuine serial port, I don't really care how it's hooked up, and I don't need a virtual machine to run 24/7. I just thought it'd be really cool, and I'm still gonna look into doing this. I might get a little outside help on this, but I just thought it'd be cool to have like a Nintendo 64 memory card slot next to my server, and to be able to just, you know, just go and back up memory cards, you know, like just back them up, reload them. Now we're gonna insert the bootleg card, or not bootleg card, but you know, the EverDrive knockoff. It's more like the never ever pay for an N64 game, but honestly, like, they used games and the original, I love when like people get really up into a tizzy about, like, you know, using like a you know, a device like the EverDrive to play N64 games. Like, not everyone can afford to buy like vintage games. Some of them can get really out of control price wise, but I still endorse buying the games. I mean, I have like 2.5 stacks of cartridges right here. So many of the games I enjoy playing, I'll continue to play on cartridge, but what I really want to do is copy their memory card data and the cartridge save data, which if you have a Game Shark lets you copy the memory from inside the game to a memory card. So once I have the game save data from the game on a memory card, even games that don't use the memory card allow you to do this. Once I use the Game Shark to transfer the game save data to a memory card, I can then back up that memory card. At least that's the plan. One way or another, I'll figure out a way to do it. I mean, I'm sure as hell not going to hook up a what do you call it? A freaking Windows 98 machine. I'm not gonna have a real machine running Windows 98. At the worst, I'll have a Windows 98 virtual machine on this computer or my old desktop. Doesn't really make a big difference, and a USB serial adapter, and I will use it. I'll plug them in when I need them, or I'll keep it plugged in as a standby. But you know, I mean, I'll have it at on my desk, so that's probably better, just to have the memory card device on my desk. And these glitches we're seeing, they only seem to come up when I'm using this flash cartridge on my HDMI capture hardware, and luckily these video glitches don't occur anywhere else, because it got me worried that my modification effort was screwed up. I thought I screwed up. I thought that when I installed the Ultra HDMI that I didn't solder it correctly. But that was interesting. That was like a video glitch from 1080 snowboarding, which I took out of the machine after turning it off. Must be the FPGA chip. I don't know what this is about. No idea how this game works.
Choose your boat. Midway.
Got it.
Three, 2, 1, go, go, go!
But yeah, using the Ultra HDMI gives you like basically the best graphics that you can get out of an N64. And the way it works, as I described in my other videos, which I did on the piece of hardware, is that the video chip, or the chip that SGI designed for the N64, which is called the RCP Reality Coprocessor, has some pins on it that output a RGB video signal, red, green, and blue RGB, and it also puts out digital audio. But what happens is the digital audio goes to a DAC, digital to analog converter, and the video signal is also converted to analog to, you know, a composite output. So when you're using the composite output, you got the RGB signal is being combined basically. So you're never gonna get the best picture you get, even when you use like a fancy HDMI upscaler. You're still working with lower quality video. Now, good news is that they did sell AV cables that supported S-video output on the N64. So you could get an upscaler that supports the S-video signal, and it would be considerably better than the composite output. So that would be a step up. It wouldn't be quite as good as RGB, but it would be damn close enough. Then another option
Time extended. Final lap.
So anyway, the thing is, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, they actually had RGB support. So if you got the right AV cable and you plugged into the multi-AV port, you would actually get a better picture on a TV that supported RGB input. Not every consumer TV did. Professional Sony CRTs, the fancier Trinitrons, they supported it. And so when N64 came out, for some reason they didn't run the connections for the RGB signal. So from the back of the RCP chip, you'd have the RCP chip and you'd have the circuit board and you'd have the connections for the RGB on the side of the chip on the pins, but it wouldn't be connected to the back. So in some simpler RGB mods, all you got to do is run 3 wires from the bottom of the motherboard, solder them to like 3 separate points, and attach a little amplifier to the back of the N64, like right to the bottom of the multi-output. And you can get it for like $12, $15, and that's an RGB mod. And then the problem is that if you don't have a Sony TV with the funny RGB connector on it, then
Choose your track.
you would have to you know, you could get like a device like a OSCC, open scan line converter or something like that, and actually does 2 things. It turns the RGB signal into HDMI or composite, and it generates artificial scan lines, which is a little weird but kind of cool. Wow, yeah, look at the performance on that. It's doing that like that pixelated effect on boot up, but it looks like shit. How much CPU is that using? It's a very inefficient VM. I'm gonna let this thing finish booting up and see if it actually works. So now, when you have the RGB hookup, you know, so you can do that, and they sell external devices that, you know, act like HDMI upscalers, but they receive the, if you have an RGB mod, you'll get the best damn picture you can get. What this does is it bypasses the external adapter. It does all, you know, it connects to the RGB signals from the inside of the N64, and then you basically just have to cut a hole in the back of the N64 to accommodate an HDMI port, which is exactly what I did. And voila. I wonder if they have like any Japanese games here. Looks like they have European and American. There were a few Japanese games in the USA collection. I found a Robotech game, but it looked like a ROM hack. It looked like a custom game. It looked like something someone made like recently. Like, you know, a labor of love. It didn't look like a, you know, corporate game. Which reminds me, I gotta download some ROM hacks soon, like, you know, because like, one, I've discovered that a lot of N64 games don't really emulate very well. That's why I was adamant about doing the HDMI upgrade on my N64. Secondly, like, yeah, they just don't emulate well. And even when the games that emulate well are Mario 64 and Star Fox. Of those games, Star Fox doesn't even come out perfect. Like, when you run it in an emulator on a PC or any other platform, oh cool, that'll be fun. When you run it on any other platform, any, you know, other than the real N64, like, Star Fox is missing graphics. So for example, in the first level of Star Fox, you have the ocean or the water on the planet, and it normally has like this watery pattern. It looks like it's reflecting light, and it's got like a layered pattern to it. But it's pretty seamless. It looks like water, or it looks like cartoon water, but it looks like water basically. But when you play Star Fox on any emulator, at least last I checked, is, you know, maybe there's been advancements in emulators, you know, the water doesn't look right. The water looks like a multi-layered pattern, but it looks like almost like 2 separate layers that are sort of just, you know, superimposed on each other, kind of moving in like a repetitive pattern. And it almost looks like a checkerboard pattern, basically, but like a diamond checkerboard. I don't know, but it doesn't look like the same water. And it looks more pronounced on the Star Fox level when you go to that planet Zonus, I think it's called, where it's like got these oceans of toxic waste everywhere. The ocean of toxic waste, once again, the water doesn't look right. You know, I mean, it doesn't look right in the first place, but then going beyond Star Fox, so Star Fox and Mario 64, they emulate pretty much like aside from the visual issue that I had with Star Fox, performance-wise, it operates flawlessly. And Mario 64, that worked on 120 megahertz Pentium, no problem.
It's a new track record.
This game's alright. I think I would get a lot more immersed in 1080 snowboarding, to be honest, but yeah, like, why is this? Is this like normal Windows 98? Like, what is going on here? Let's go back to the console. Right, let's... Wish I could fix the mouse here. Let me see, maybe I could fix the mouse. That all happened here. I'm refreshing it. There we go. Well, let's see if I can get the software. I kind of made a miscalculation here. Yeah, you were right, Sci-Fi Nation. I think I was supposed to set up TCP myself. I mean, unless it's not... Let's see, maybe... man, this is really janky. Oh yeah, doesn't even see the network adapter, so you know, I mean, I might revisit this virtual machine, but there's got to be a better way to do this, you know. Like I said, worst case, I think it'll actually be the best case. Attach it to a machine running Windows, in a virtual machine running Windows 98. Hell, it could be a Linux machine, but just that right now, you know, yeah, I could do it on my laptop, running my Linux laptop inside a Windows virtual machine if I really want, but it doesn't really make a difference. Although, maybe I will do a little, like, I'm not going to do this during the stream, but maybe I'll do some sit-down research and I'll read and I'll find out, like, what is needed in order to run a virtual machine on Proxmox. Oh, See, there we go, guys. Got a video on the topic here. Wouldn't it be funny if this guy follows the exact same procedure that I followed and it ends up not running well? Oh, okay, so maybe this guy's YouTube video has a link to download one of these. Because I would definitely rather use a pre-configured installation like this. If it's got like... If they did some of the fancy legwork on it in advanced... Looks like the guy in the video's got the same problem I was having. He's got 2 mice. Yeah, he's got a 2 mouse situation. So far it looks like his virtual machine looks as screwed up as mine. The only cool thing he did was... yeah, he's got himself playing in fast forward mode. So it looks like the only thing he did differently than I... Well... Yep, he's right. No more than a gig. And then he set the time and time zone. Then it did the final part where it crashed on me before. And I don't really like how this guy's video ends. Like, what the hell is that? No, that's not... Okay, so that video is just ended with, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's like, dude, you just did the same shit I did. And let me tell you, what I just did was not video worthy. No offense. You're still more than welcome to jump in, Sci-Fi Nation, but I'll probably, you know, fall asleep soon. I mean, I think I got a little wind in me, you know. But either way, you know, don't feel obligated. You know, either way, you know, I'm pretty flexible. I'm gonna be doing this again. I mean, I intend on doing this again and again and again and again, you know. It's always fun. I plan on streaming at least a couple more times between now and Saturday, because I go back to work on Sunday. So, of course... Looks like I got 0 viewers. You know what that means? Doesn't really mean anything. It just means I got 0 viewers. It also means that everyone is watching the Nerdporio life form. Even I'm watching the guy right now. There we go. I just told Punkwater to hit his computer with a stick. Ugh. If you ever get dry eye, all you have to do is yawn. Oh yeah, I can do that. I can press A and B button on my controller and it'll reset. I don't get it. Man, the sky looks like it's gonna rain. But no offense to the man who, before I go any further, no offense to the gentleman who did this video. Man, this game's music is not that good, by the way. I'm knocking everything right now. This game has bad music. This guy's video sucks. Now, I mean, it doesn't suck. I think he did a fine video in terms of, like, the presentation and all of that. It's just that, like, all he did was install Windows 98 in, on, you know, in a Proximox VM, and then he didn't go any further. It's like, are you gonna install an app? You're gonna do something useful in there? Install Windows 98 as Proximox VMS server. I'm sure he doesn't mean that. See, like, the way it's written, it looks like he's talking about VMS, but I don't think he's talking about Open VMS. What the fuck? Useless. Someone goes, how'd you get all the drivers to work? So he goes, oh, I didn't try to get all the drivers to work for Windows 98 because my usage case is low. The earliest I use is XP. It's like, that's not helpful.
I don't know how to do the script. I don't know how, like, I don't understand.
Not helpful at all.
Like, I just wiggling the joint at the joint. I don't even think there's enough time. It just takes too much time to. Come on, hit it. Come on, spin. It's getting frustrating.
Oh, it's the same guy.
Alright, I just kept wiggling it. There we go.
Okay, that's good. This is telling people how to set it up using QEMU. This is probably the best way to do it, honestly. This guy's not wrong. You know what? We're gonna add this to my digital skills playlist. And then we're gonna go to Amazon and buy a serial to USB adapter. And then let me think if I'm missing anything. Yeah, that'll be perfect. Let's buy this. Oh my god, what am I doing? Fucking showing my payment information on the freaking stream is stupid ass fucking shit. Alright, let's do this. Make this quick. But yeah, I'm getting this tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get this tomorrow. I'm like not super confident about the shipping sometimes, but that would be awesome. Okay, let's resume. Oh, the driving characteristics are pretty nice on this. Well, okay, I shouldn't look at the screen. Alright, I made a little mistake. Wait, why am I hearing myself? Sound check. Wait a second. There is something wrong. I shouldn't be hearing myself. I broke it. Sound check. Fuck! Why am I hearing myself? I wasn't hearing myself a minute ago. Like, what is that shit? Hello, hello. Oh man, that sucks. I don't know how I did something stupid shit, man. Oh. Sound check. Testing. What the fuck? Why am I hearing myself all of a sudden? Testing 1, 2. Oh wait, maybe I can hear myself. No. Alright. Testing 1, 2. Testing 5, 4. Five, 4. Testing. Testing. 1, 2. Alrighty, I just got really confused with the configuration here. How the hell did I do this before? Man, that sucks. I did something unique with my and I don't even know what I did. Like, I just added myself to the same stream twice. Maybe that's all I gotta do? Maybe sound check. Wait. How do I delete? Okay, I think I got it fixed. Sound check 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, my only concern is if I had someone else in this stream, I don't know if they'd be able to hear me or not. But like, I need to Google this, like, how do I unjoin my stream? Yeah. I'm hearing myself twice. This is no fun. Sound check 1, 2. Okay, I see how to... Yes. Okay, I think I see how this works. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, so if I got it. So, I remove this guy, then I leave the studio, then no, wait, that's not it. What the fuck? Sound check. That kind of sucks. Sound check. Yeah, like, all I want to know is... Okay, so I'm in the studio. Testing 1 2. Because if I mute my microphone, then I think the way it works is I unmute my mic and I can hear testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. I'm hearing myself because I accidentally joined twice and I don't know how to delete myself. Oh, wait, here I am. Okay. Now I should be good. Fuck. Oh wait, no, we're good. Sound check. Testing. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Okay, we're good now. So what happened was I had myself in the same stream twice. So whenever I spoke, I heard myself talking. But when I removed myself, everything started working again. So I can resume my gaming experience. Glad I figured that out. So I'd say the display looks okay. What I find interesting about this game is that the menu fills up the screen. Now, the integer plus mode is much better than, you know, the other modes I find when it comes to dealing with the pixels and all of that. Some people like sharp pixels, other people don't. Some people prefer to have the blur enabled. There's like a blurring feature that purposely makes everything blurry. That was a pretty cool game.
More up here, and I have to go back down to what the council was.
But yeah, it's great with this flash cartridge. Look, even if I only ever played the games that I already own, the flash cartridge is cool because I don't have to get up and insert the cartridge. So if I'm in bed, I can just play games, you know, and not have to swap cartridges. Now that said, in good old days, you might play the same game all night. In which case, you know, it wouldn't be an issue. Aha, this game has widescreen. So what that means is that I now have to optimize my... So they call this widescreen, but okay, I think I know how this works. It doesn't actually show you the widescreen until after you start the level. So you have to literally start the race, and then you can put it into widescreen mode, which is kind of an... That's not widescreen. That is literally not widescreen. It literally has an option to go into 4x... I feel like... Oh wait, it's anamorphic. I think I see it now. Is the cars look extra narrow? This is one of those games that semi-implemented it. It didn't implement it perfectly, but I see what they did now. So first we're gonna go into this mode. No, that's not how we do it. Oh yeah, now I remember how to do this. So now, some games, they implement widescreen pretty decently, but they stretch the heads-up display. So the 3D elements are in proper widescreen now, as ugly as they might look. From what I understand, they should be in proper widescreen, like anamorphic widescreen, meaning basically you put it into widescreen mode, but then you stretch it on the TV side. But the idea is that normally if you would just take a normal 4:3 aspect video and stretch it to widescreen, you would be stretching it. You would not be using proper widescreen. But games that have the 4:3 setting, what will happen is it will suddenly look like the image is compressed. But once you stretch the image, it looks correct. You know, tomorrow I might just lay off the N64 and play an honest, modern game. Like, they got some good rally car racing games. I got a couple of them too. Okay, so yeah, if I play the game on my computer screen, there is a slight lag, so I'm better off playing it.
I gotta go underneath.
Medium left. Easy left.
Cool thing about these rally car races is that you actually have an engineer in the passenger seat, and he'll usually have a clipboard or, you know, a chart in his hand, and he'll basically tell you, you know, when to turn left, when to turn right. Gives you a heads up so that you can focus on driving and not on where the twisting and bending happens. And he'll also check the oil gauges and stuff like that, I presume. I mean, he's an engineer, so I would hope so.
Easy left. Easy left. Medium left. Easy left. Wrong way. Checkmate. Easy left. Easy right. Easy right. Into. Easy left. Checkmate. Medium left. Easy left. Easy left. Medium left. Medium right. Checkmate. Easy right. Easy left. Easy left. Medium left. Easy left. Checkmate. Easy left. Easy right. Easy right. Into. Easy left. You finished fourth.
That was fun. Looks dangerous. I'm looking at the size of the games to see if there's any game that has a excessively large ROM size, like 32 megs or 64 megs more likely. Well, hoping to find a 64 meg game, but it looks like that's not going to happen.
Main control system rebooted. Automatic system Good luck.
Mission 1. Rumbling.
I think there's like a split-second lag between me and the game, so I'd rather hear it on my TV. This game sucks. I mean, it's not my cup of tea. Now, this flash cartridge can also play some NES games, so if I load some NES games onto this flash cartridge, I can make use of the D-pad, which I have a theory as to why when you press right on the N64 D-pad, it feels a little more stiff, and it's probably because of the contours of the gamepad. But if it is also because of something else, like maybe they figured out, oh, you would press the right button more, so they want you to wear it out. You know, they want it to be, I guess, you know, make it so that you could break it in. If that makes any sense. Quake 2. Did they come out with Quake 2? Yeah, so that was the Robotech game. Not gonna open it right now because I don't really feel like messing with it. I wonder what this Robot Pankatasu game is. Okay, if this isn't the last game, the next one will be. Wait, did I play this already? I might have played this already. I might have mixed this up with another game. No, same company. It's just a freaking Mortal Kombat style game. Yeah, I'm not in the RPG mood. Alright, one more. Yeah, Rainbow Six is another widescreen compatible game, I believe. Beautiful graphics, actually. Looks so nice on my TV. It's a very real game, I like it. So basically, you get stabbed in the back, you're dead instantly. There's like no, like, leeway. Forsaken 64 is a great game. It's one of the cartridges that I recently misplaced. It could be buried in my desk drawer, it could be under my desk, I'm not really sure. It could be wedged between the wall and my bed. Probably in a box, but either way, I can't play those games without this flash cartridge, so I'm glad I have it. Alright, I don't think this is gonna be my cup of tea. I think it's like a karate game. Oh god. Okay, it is some fucking fighting game. Yeah, this is not my cup of tea. But I am genuinely curious how the graphics look. Oh, looks like they give it a very smooth look. Oh, that's not gonna be good. Oh, that's not good. You can't use any button combo that involves pressing... Oh, I see how that works now.
Time over. Ready? Fight up.
Well, I've had enough of that game. F-Zero is a beautiful game. I played that yesterday. Alright, so this is the very, very last thing I'm gonna do with this cartridge today. Because it's time to watch Babylon 5 before bedtime. Yesterday I was up till 4 AM. I couldn't even watch Loki's morning show today. I was like unable to wake up. I woke up, I just fell asleep and then woke up a half hour after the show. And I went back to bed again.
3, 2, 1.
Wow, this game really goes into it quickly. Sucks. I left the controller pack downstairs. I bought a high capacity controller pack today. But I left the high capacity pack inside my, my magical converter adapter. And then tomorrow I gotta see what's good because I bought skateboards for my turtles. And I tried it out today hoping it would work, but yo, my tortoise did not give a shit about the skateboard at all. He was like, what the fuck you want from me? Why are you making me ride a skateboard? Get out of here. just stop it, you know. He was not having it. But that's okay, I'll give him another try. I mean, like, these are cute little mini skateboard toys, but they're not very useful in real practicality. Yeah, alright, well, anyway. Tune in to Mr. Nerdpovial Lifeform stream if you're still watching tonight. Which nobody's watching, so I guess not. But, yeah, he's still streaming. This guy is still streaming right now, so, yeah, get in on it, because I'm certainly not streaming anymore tonight. Wait, well, let me see. I want to double check. Is he gonna be on tomorrow? Well, I don't know if Loki's show is even on tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, I don't know if I'll stream it, but tomorrow, there we go. Tomorrow, I don't know if I'll stream it, but I would like to do, assuming I don't go out tomorrow night, and I get the USB to serial adapter, tomorrow I'll install Windows 98 in VirtualBox, because I believe that VirtualBox has pretty solid support for Windows 98. And then we will attempt to use that software to back up an N64 memory card. I just pray that I could find the software that I need without having to hook up a floppy drive, because I do not feel like hooking up a floppy drive, and I'm like 99% sure that I don't own a USB floppy drive, which I've been wanting to get one because USB floppy drives are cool. See, many computers during the late era of floppies, back when floppy drives were no longer used but computers still came with floppy drives, they ended up just collecting dust, and by the time you got around to using it, it wasn't really usable. But in any case, that's irrelevant. I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Definitely subscribe, because if you did not find this video interesting, maybe you'll find another video interesting. So yeah, tune in and see if there's anything you might like. Occasionally I'll put out a StreamYard link, as I've been copying off of the strategy of my friends. And other times I'll just do something like where I'm jerking around trying to work on a project or play some games while procrastinating on other tasks, and that's that. So yeah, please like and subscribe. Yep, and please like and subscribe, as I said, and yeah, end transmission.